bells. Howdy, folks. Welcome to another day in the Milky Way as the bell tolls in the background.
Yeah. You got your tongue all tied up, huh?
Yeah.
Right on time.
Yeah, we made it right on time. So anyway, welcome to another Saturday with Robert V and Trina Finks. How y'all doing tonight?
Great.
Great. Good day.
It's always chirp. It takes a minute. I don't know if it's a delay or if it's just, I don't know. Anyway, hope y'all have had a great day. It's actually, we had a lot of that sand in the air today again, you know. Didn't really have the sunset like we had the other night, or to be honest with you, I don't know. My mom sent me some pictures earlier. I hadn't looked at them, so maybe it was.
Is it darkening the area over
there?
Oh,
man. Today it was just like, yeah, just it looked, the air looked thick, you know, this grayish, brownish matter. Yeah, so it was just nasty looking all day. The other day it was beautiful because it was way up in the higher atmosphere, but today it was more low lying.
Can you feel it? Like, can you, is it getting on your skin? Is it coming down?
I tell you what, my allergies have just been past couple of days. And that's what's been here. So, and you know, this is the first time I've dealt with allergies in a while. So, yeah, I would have to say yes.
Wow.
So,
wow, it's getting coming here too, I think.
Yeah, I think it hit Las Vegas because I saw somewhere where they showed some pictures and where it was actually settling in Las Vegas, and like the pyramid out there and all that stuff was real dusty looking. Like I said, it was low lying here, so it had to be settling somewhere, you know, west of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but like that video I put out the other day, that man, the sunset and stuff was just beautiful though, because all those particulates in the air.
Mm-hmm.
But that, like I said, that's just so crazy that sand all the way from the Sahara can make it all the way across the U.S. I mean, you know, I mean, to be honest with you, I guess it doesn't, because these volcanoes erupt and it goes all the way around the world.
Yeah, and it's so funny. We watch volcanic ash travel across the entire world in a matter of about 21 days. We can see sand coming from the Saharas, and it's here. So, like, really, is a mask going to do anything?
Man, I'm telling you, the more research that comes out, these masks is what's making people sick.
Yep. Absolutely. We're made of elements. It's like air, you know, water. You can go a while without water. You could go a little while without the earth element, which is the food. And then, but you take away the air. Oh,
yeah, you got about 3 minutes.
It's game over.
Yep. Well, the thing with the sand, they're kind of blowing it out of proportion because every year sand blows. I read this somewhere. I don't know exactly what it is, but every year the sand blows, and usually it stays on the southern part of the hemisphere, and it usually blows over to South America and lands in the jungles and stuff, and we never notice it. But tons and tons of sand land over there every year. The only thing is, this year it took a different turn, and it's getting here, and now everybody's making this big fuss because the wind patterns have changed.
Well, we used to have a jet stream, and now it's pretty, they call it a jet stream, but it's like all broken up and erratic. And
well, exactly, because it's gone the same way for so many years, and when it does, it hits the Amazon jungle there, and it lands there, and nobody notices because nobody lives there.
No, that's why the Amazon rainforest is so fertile, is from all the sand that comes from the Sahara.
Yeah. Well, there you go. But now that it's coming here, everybody's making a big deal because we have to live with it. And I think these jet streams are going to keep changing till they get back in a certain pattern. But it's going to be a while. They don't change overnight.
Man, I tell you what, speaking of jet streams, I've seen a lot of them streams behind the jets lately too. Because man, there's been well, I know the sand is helping with that. Man, I saw one of those crazy halos. I got some video of it yesterday. It didn't come out as good though, but the one where it's got it looks like an eyeball.
Oh,
those kind of halos, like it crazy. There's been like 3 halos this week already around the sun. So
I was looking in the sky the other night, and it was so weird. Like I could see bands, and they were like almost translucent, but they were there.
What do you mean fans?
like lines, like
Oh,
bands.
bands.
Yeah,
Okay.
bands, like
Oh, yeah,
lines.
yeah. I've seen that. That's actually from the frequencies of the sun. That's frequency waves coming off the sun.
That's what
Huh.
it seemed like it was. It felt like it was a frequency. Yeah. It was wild though. I could literally see them so clear, so clear.
That's what I'm saying. And you see those things more than not now. And it's because of our sun is going through so
Well,
much activity right now. Like we were talking earlier, our magnetosphere is almost non-existent right now.
well, yeah, when the magnetosphere is non-existent, those waves get closer to us.
Right.
And then you can see them, and then the clouds are going to change. And they've been talking about all this stuff. And the closer and closer it gets, we're going to see things we've never seen before. Clouds we never seen, lightning we never seen before.
We already are.
Yeah, and hail like we never, storms like we've never seen before. You think the storms have been bad? I mean, think about, I was reading something about storms. There was a hurricane in, it was the early 1800s or something, or 1700s or something like that. And it killed like 6,000 people, in Florida, North Carolina, that area, that region. But anyway, that the hurricane hit and thousands of people died. But, here nowadays, 100 people get killed, and it's like, they, oh my gosh, we got to evacuate, blah, 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 batten down the hatches. I mean, sure, communication's better and it saves a lot of lives, but I mean, what kind of hurricane was that? That's all I'm thinking.
It's like, I don't know how it is where you are at, but like I talk all the time how like we used to have these long sustaining, just steady rains, but man, every time it rains now, it's freaking piss poor and thunderstorm like hell on earth. I mean, that's the only rain we get now.
Wow.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if these changes are going to, go back to normal. I think we're seeing some kind of.
Not for at least 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Trina, you're in the more desert region area, the dry land. Is that getting more rain, or is it getting hotter? What's affecting over there by you? Is it getting?
The weather's just weird. Like our seasons aren't on time, and
You still getting cool spells?
Huh?
You still getting cool spells?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We've actually had, I think, more coolness than normal, and we did get more moisture this year, and then it made the deserts all turn green, and now they're all on fire. So, yeah.
It's double-edged sword, I guess. Hey, Chloe's got a question. Have either one of y'all seen panel lightning? I've never heard of panel lightning. Now, I did watch a special on ball lightning, and that's some cool shit. But
Panel lightning, I don't know, but I did see the most interesting of this beautiful photography of this massive lightning coming out of the ground, which is kind of rare. So,
a lot of lightning originates from the ground up. A lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
What is panel lightning?
Isn't it like more like a beam, like a light beam instead of like a, I think that's what she's talking about. I did, I seen pictures of some of that stuff, and it more looks like a big laser beam. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up real quick though. See, I'll just continue talking.
Yeah, I don't know what that is for sure.
Well, while you're looking that up, I just want to tell everybody thank you out there for giving your comments and your ideas for the music tonight. I appreciate everybody. It was really nice. For everybody that responded, thank you very much. I know everybody's a busy person and they got lots to do, but for taking a few minutes out of your time and writing up some stuff, and we're going to read it here tonight so we can see what everybody is thinking of, what kind of music they listen to, what kind of music and what everybody likes. I mean, there was a lot of music. I got to admit, there was a lot of music that people put out there that I've never heard in my life before, and stuff I've heard of. I got before the show here, I said, gee, I never heard of Pink Floyd. I don't know what he sings. And I didn't realize he was a band.
That's a common misconception though. Trust me. It really is. They're like, which one's Pink? No.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
My bad.
Panel lightning is the perpendicular lightning.
Yeah, like the columns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've seen some pictures of that people have posted, but I haven't seen it myself in, real
I
life
haven't
yet.
either. I
But
haven't
I
either.
do. I'm getting the camera out, man. I want to see that.
The other night I went out on the front porch and there was a storm coming in and there was lightning hit, like badass lightning. So I was sitting there continuing. I was like, I thought about getting my camera. I was like, ah, shit, I'll never catch it again. Lightning came back in the exact same place.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, there ain't no way it'll do it again. And then boom, right there. I was like, why didn't I get up and get my camera? Like, pisses me off. Can't catch lightning in a bottle, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to get lightning. That's a hard one to do.
Oh yeah, tomorrow night.
I
So
tried that a few times.
I got a new person coming on. I'm so happy to say that I've got Darth Samuel Nagayan's going to come on with
Right
Ryan
on.
Young. So, looking forward to that. Getting to
Me
know
too.
another member of the family. So y'all have to
That
tune
would
in.
be
For that.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it when people like that
Yay!
just out of the blue. It's what I said in the comment I left on Robert's video today. Like, it's good to see people stepping out of their comfort zone, and putting these videos out like that, coming on the show and getting to know everybody. Because I mean, we need to get to know this community. Like, this is our family, so everybody needs to come on and join us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes our bond stronger too, and we see faces and hear voices, and it just connects us on a deeper level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once you do it, it's not so bad, everyone. Once you do it, you're just talking to the phone. You don't even know anybody's out there.
You're just sitting here talking to us. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, that's the
Yes,
way I look
exactly.
at it. I mean, of course, I'll look down at chat and remember there's a bunch of other people watching too, but I mean, pretty much we're just sitting here having conversations. So,
Which is the easy part, and you do feel the people in chat. We feel you. We feel you guys.
oh yeah, trust
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Big
we
time.
do. Yes, we
Exactly.
do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't sleep because
I know.
So, anyway.
Well,
Well, y'all
Yes,
can jump in.
the energy gets so high. It's off the hook.
Well, I mean, and especially before I put up protection for me and everybody's going to be on the show before I do them all now. But before I used to do that, whew, Lord have mercy, like a lot
Yeah.
of sleepless nights.
Yes, absolutely. And then understanding what it is and how to stop it. Yeah, that's all a learning process. Huge
So, yeah,
information.
I want to get to this. Go ahead and start with the email first, because I think it starts off with David Berry, if I'm not.
yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. Now you all got the I sent you all a thing. I printed mine on paper, so I don't know if you
Right.
got yours, but we can take turns reading this stuff.
Oh no, you go. You
No,
lead.
no. Oh, this is your show, but
Oh, there you go.
I ain't the one.
And I since I sent it to you, anybody who wants a copy of this, I can send it to you if you just email me, because then you can know, what good songs there are, because some of the songs, it was kind of interesting to see what the songs were. Anyway,
Real quick, I do want to welcome everybody here. I'm sorry I didn't get to do a shout out, but we kind of just got right into some good discussion, so I just let it flow. But I love each and every one of y'all, and thank you so much for being here and supporting us. Now,
Hi everyone.
Robert, on to you.
Oh, okay. First off, I don't know a lot of these, and I may mispronounce some of them because I'm not familiar with some of the guys or the names of the singer guys or whatever they are. Obviously, with Pink Floyd, I really didn't know he was a guy. Anyway, David Berry, and this is, if people would have sent me more information, I would have had more, but I collected the little bits and pieces, whatever I could. David Berry said his was Imagine by John Lennon. Reasons
Powerful.
just to, I don't know. I haven't listened much from John Lennon. I think I know he was a Beatle.
That is one of my most favorite songs. I remember the first time I really listened to the lyrics of that song. I was roller skating in 6th grade. It was one of those, oh my God moments when I literally listened to the lyrics of that song.
And just a common theme, and I know I'm not promoting this at all, but a lot of these bands like the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, all those were hallucinogenic bands too. So opening the mind to those perceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I guess it wasn't that when the LSD and all that stuff was
Oh
coming out.
yeah, that
They
was
were
the height
writing
of it.
songs like crazy.
Yeah, that's what
Man.
I'm saying, that they were channeling.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What, I don't know what they're channeling nowadays, but I listen to that radio and they're
Not
channeling
much.
something different.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm sure some people like that stuff, so forgive me. But anyway, okay. So David Barry said "Imagine" by John Lennon. I really want to thank David Barry. He did say that. I think I read he said something about he tries to listen to some new music every day. Or something different, and which is really cool because all these people who sent stuff, I learned so much in one day. Blew my mind. He says reasons: just list lyrics and the verb. I don't exactly know what verb is, but Bittersweet Symphony, and for the same reason, lyrics and violins. You ever hear the Bittersweet Symphony?
Mm-mm.
Is that, I don't know who that was by. He didn't say. He said Bittersweet Symphony.
I think I've heard it.
But it has violins in it. I need to look it up.
I'm sure it's some kind of symphony orchestra.
Uh-huh.
Well, if David Barry wants to chime in on that, we would appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Here we go with. Of course, we're gonna go with all the Davids first. David Castle. Now he's a classic. I love David Castle's. He is just totally on with stuff. I mean, if he was a songwriter, I swear he would be the new Beatles right off the bat. He says, I get up and say out loud what I am grateful for, then meditate and listen to Kashmir. I think that's how, by Led Zeppelin. Now, I don't think I've ever heard, I don't know any Led Zeppelin.
Oh,
Striking, I didn't listen to the rock and roll. Sorry, guys. Striking the bowl, starting off the day in a positive direction is very important. Sets the tone for day and puts it in a puts you in a proper state of mind. So I'm gonna try to find some Led Zeppelin in the morning, especially this whatever it is, and I'll look it up and I'll try to play it in the morning. Of course, I'm not gonna be doing the. I may try to meditate on it. But okay,
I'll put out a Pink Floyd video tomorrow.
Right.
Right
But
on.
thank you, David Castle. Very good. I really enjoyed that one. Okay. Anyway, Tony Cherie. I think that's how it's spelled or said. Okay. Her favorite song, and this is where the Pink Floyd come in, and there was a lot of comments on Pink Floyd. Everybody seems to love Pink Floyd. I'm sure YouTube already listened to Pink
Floyd. If you
Floyd.
listen to it, you would too.
Yeah,
I did. Somebody posted a video, and I did listen to that, and it wasn't bad. It was good.
Which
I had
one
it playing.
did you listen to?
I can't remember. It must have been one of these. It was
it comfortably numb?
Maybe I can't remember the name of it. I was looking at so many today, but I did listen to the one. It was good. It was good. I was like, oh, I was just pleasantly surprised here. Yeah. So, okay. Favorite song is Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb. They must have been high, as you know what, when they wrote that song, and it's really just about regrets about growing up and losing your dreams. But to me, it's all about waking up alone, coming to realize the man, I'm alone, I'm okay, I'm in my own thoughts, and yes, I may not have lost the true essence of who I am. Hello, is anybody out there? Favorite album? Because I'm a PF fan, which must be Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd
would be a saucer full of secrets. That must be another one. Just because it's pretty amazing. Instrumentation and the musicianship is amazing. And depending on your mood, it can take you elsewhere each time. I always tell people to go listen to Pompeii version online before the album, and they will get it, just a bunch of nerds out there feeling it and letting go. It's funny because I do not like the band on a personal level at all. They're, for the most part, prickly pricks. Not all of them, but they're little feuds. Get over yourself. I'll laugh out loud. They just edge out Led Zeppelin's catalog just slightly, but you'd have to you'd have a book in here about favorites that people will go to what, and otherwise my ultimate favorites wouldn't have lyrics, old time ragtime or old ragtime music and big band jazz. So that's quite a swing there. Then she goes on, then she commented later and said, I'm changing my favorite song. Shame on me, but I'm going through all my lists of music, and man, the band, them Crooked Vultures songs. No One Love Me, Neither Do I. First of all, David Groth, I think that's it, Jason Home, and of course, Paul Jones. That should be enough to make you want to slap your mama. Secondly, the lyrics are double entry. I don't know, poetry on crack. Thirdly, damn musicianship will make you pee your pants and not even be embarrassed. So there we go. She had a lot to say. I really appreciate. She did a great job. That was an awesome one.
Yeah, that song "Comfortably Numb" is actually about a heroin addiction.
Oh, okay. Back to the drugs. Okay. Okay, Brian, you read the next one. I've read.
All right, let's see where we at.
Brandy Robinson.
Okay, here we go. Brandy Robinson. Depends if it's singing, dancing, driving, chilling, jamming, love, lyrics, singer style, beat. I love so many. Pink Floyd's best concert was Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Avett Brothers, Road Full of Promises, Head Full of Doubt. I relate to the lyrics. I've never heard that song. I like the Avett Brothers though. Brandy Robinson posted Red Rider, Lunatic Fringe. Never heard of that one. And also Children of the Sun by Billy Thorpe. Yeah, I've done a couple of videos on that. And if you haven't ever listened to that song, you should, because the lyrics in that song is mind-blowing.
You know Lunatic Fringe too, Brian. You know that song. Yeah,
Really?
you know that. Yeah, Lunatic Fringe. It's an amazing song. Yeah, amazing.
See?
Oh, and then
Everything
Grandpa
goes from one to the other. Good deal. So now well, see, there's back to the Pink Floyd thing. Now, did you ever, you went to thousands of concerts, you were telling me. Did you ever go to a Pink Floyd concert?
I never got to see a Pink Floyd concert, and I actually had the opportunity, but I was on Dead Tour and I picked going to New York City over going to Nashville, Tennessee to see Pink Floyd. And I regret it to this day.
I got to go to Pink Floyd and I got to see the Division Bell concert.
I think that's the tour this one was. Was that in 95?
I believe that was, and it was really, really absolutely amazing. I'm so glad I did it. I am so grateful.
And my buddy, he ended up going to it. He had backstage passes and everything. I'm an idiot.
Oh, geez,
God.
there you go.
It was an amazing show.
Wow.
The whole stage was like a big eyeball. It was wild.
It's a show. It really is a show.
Oh, and they have a full opera.
Yeah, laser lights. I mean, yeah, they do it up. Now, if I know David Gilmour, and I know he tours some, and if he comes close to here again, I will definitely go see him, because I mean he plays a lot of their hits, and especially every now and then him and Roger Waters will get together, and that's pretty much Pink Floyd. So
yeah.
I ain't dead yet, and they ain't either. So
they could be on tour with the Rolling Stones, breathing out of the oxygen mask.
I mean, and I there's no way I'd go see this. I've never seen the Stones, and I would have loved to, but there's no way I would pay the money to go see them now, because I've heard them live, and it sounds like just noise. It's just terrible.
No.
You're just going up there to see a bunch of old men barely getting by. So no, thank you. I'd rather remember the good old days. You want me to go ahead and read Grandpa Brian here?
Yeah, go ahead. There's a couple short ones. You go read a bunch of them here.
All right. One of my favorite is Piper at the Gate of Dawn. Has either one of y'all heard of that?
Nope.
No, I don't know that one.
Nope. See, this will give everybody somebody to look up and check out new stuff,
No, I'll definitely be going through a lot of these. I like to listen to new music, like, to be exposed. Like I said, I'm not too much into the new things, but now there is some, new music out there, like Nako and Medicine for the People, things like that. There's some good bands out there today too. Mm-hmm. So, Beloved Abstract says Mad River, Eastern Light. Never heard of that one either.
Now, Beloved Abstract, they posted more stuff later, and I just didn't get to it. So I don't know what was left in Discord there, but I'm sorry if I didn't get to it, but it was posted late. So, but did mention a bunch of other stuff. So sorry about that.
Well, me and Trina used to do shows on music. We did quite a few. So, I mean, I like doing these. I'd like to do more of these, to be honest with you. I need to look into and see if I can. I know I can play some Grateful Dead on here and things like that. So if you can find live versions of things, maybe we can play a little bit of music on here as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Deborah Trudeau says, "Stand By Me" or "Lean on Me," which are both incredible songs for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I even heard that "Stand By Me." Isn't that one kind of a slower
When
song?
you're not,
Yeah, there you go. When you're
I'll
not,
be your friend.
yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
Let's see.
I can't remember the words.
Yep, that's an oldie but goodie. "Twisted Is Be Learning to Fly" by Pink Floyd. That's another good one too.
One of my favorites. Love that song.
The one I'm going to put out tomorrow is "Breathe."
Oh, I love that video. That's amazing. Love it.
Let's see. So who else? Julianne Payne's comment: "The word R so powerful in these two sets of music I have sent you, and I love the body movements of the dance. They feel so sensual with nature." Yves LaRock, "Nomadic Nights." Buddha Bar, "I Feel Your Schiller," or "I Feel You Schiller." I've definitely not heard of those. I'm sure.
I did look. I think she had sent me a link to it, but I didn't know how to put it in here on a piece of paper. But anyway, because I typed this all out by hand. Anyway, there was things you can look it up. There was videos on YouTube with these, and they were pretty good. I listened to them both. I mean, I was like, I wonder what people down under are listening to. And
no, I like getting exposed. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad to see a lot of these things. I don't know. I figured it would be a lot of songs I knew, like a lot of Pink Floyd and all, just repeats. But there's a lot of different stuff in here, so it's great. Wayne Steiger, Lord knows what he's got to come up with. He listens to everything. He's like me.
Yeah.
Isn't Led Zeppelin though like his favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah. Trina, you want to read Wayne's?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I can barely see because I'm on a small screen, guys. So it's
okay.
really hard for me to see.
Go ahead.
"The most powerful magic I know of the soul. I came under the spell almost from my beginnings here at the age of 10 was playing the clarinet, then the flute, then the bassoon, I guess.
Yeah,
it provided a retreat from my environment. Anyway, when I was 12, I saw Elvis Presley. I was on my own by 15, and besides selling pot and LSD and other ventures, got a job working for Concerts West, a major concert promoting company. I was a roadie going between Houston, Austin, Dallas, mostly setting up the stage and ushering, needless to say, saw many of the great bands. So many concerts, so many memories. One of the top 10 would be the Allman Brothers Band in memory of Elizabeth Reed. Yeah, I've seen them and they are incredible. Give it a listen. I think you might agree with this as sweet rock, Southern rock and roll." Another one would be this song by Elton John. "I was just 15. Things at times became very intense, and I was learning about life on the streets. Anyway, this movie came called Friends. I must have saw that movie a dozen times. It had such an impact on me that this time the title of the song from then an unknown piano player just coming out, Elton John, Michelle's." I don't know that I've ever heard that song.
Yeah, that was on YouTube. He sent the link, and I looked it up and listened to it. It was a really good song too. Now I'm going to have to get the movie and see what Friends is all about.
I thought it was just a TV show.
Yeah, no, Friends. It was a movie apparently. So, see how things get rolling there. I was like, wow, I learned a lot. I'm so envious. He went to Elvis concert. I'm a real big Elvis fan. So I was like, oh man, I even been to Graceland. Gee. I have Elvis playing on the radio all day.
Something that it's music that not a lot of people are aware of, that that was like my first time I'd ever seen a live orchestra out in nature, and I was in Greece in the Acropolis, and it was the artist is called Yanni, and
I've heard Yanni.
That like moved my spirit, my soul. That was such a powerful experience. It blew my mind the way when music is in nature, the way it comes alive differently. It was mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing.
Nice.
Power
That-
of music and how it can
Yeah.
move you forever.
Who
Like
is-
Yes.
Brian thinks about the Grateful Dead and he like gets teary eyed. You know, it's like the music is so powerful
It
to us.
is.
It is so powerful.
And
Yeah,
it crosses all boundaries.
Yeah,
Like when
it's
you go to a symphony orchestra. You ever go to the symphony orchestra, Brian?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I mean, I went there and it was just like, it was amazing. You
Yeah,
know, they're
you
playing
feel
and
that
it's
music too. It
Yeah.
can make you emotional and things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's
Oh yeah.
when
It
the
was.
spirit gets you.
Yeah. I to this day I can still remember sitting there and just hearing it. I mean, I don't know what they were playing, but I remember how it just made me feel and how it just shook, you know, when they're pounding the drums and the horns, it just went right through your body. It was amazing, you know. It's just so cool.
Bridget Williams says, "Have you heard of Forever Autumn by the Moody Blues?" I have. She says, "Can music affect you that emotionally intense? Can you hear that song? I cry and I listen to it, mess me up." That's what Trina was just talking about. Like I cry, like I go from laughing to crying at a Grateful Dead show, or even when I watch them on YouTube now, like if I'm feeling it, like I'll start crying. Like it's just it takes you to that place, or a certain thought and time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Not like that. Okay.
who's telling?
I don't know. I don't know who that's their name in Discord, but I don't know if they go by a different name in YouTube or not or what. I know when I first signed up for Discord, I was under Bob and Dogs, and then I changed it over to Robert V. But when I got in there, I don't know how it ended up being Bob and Dogs, but anyway,
I just about sent that email today to the Bob and Dogs, and I forgot it.
Oh yeah, well I'll get it either way, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, anyway, he says, "I have so many favorites, it's hard to choose." That's really the way I am. I personally listen to genre called epic music. So many excellent composers to listen to. Thomas Bergerson and Joe Blankenberg. I've heard of Joe Blankenberg. Maroc by Joe Blankenberg is my top 10 next to Victory, Never Back Down, 1 Million Voices by Two Steps from Hell. That sounds like
now he posted a video with that, and I did listen to that. It was really good. It was really cool. It was good. It was good. It was good music. Everybody should go there and try to check it out. It was really good. I really appreciate that. I was some of these I really enjoyed. I was like, oh, you know how it is. You listen to a certain kind, you listen to the others, and you go, oh man, and that was good. That one was good. I could listen to the whole thing all the way through. It was nice.
I'm gonna let you read this next guy.
Oh yeah. This is me. I wrote my own biography. Okay. Music is great. I would love to listen to it as a kid. It would take me to another world. I would really get into it. Didn't even know the words for the most part. I would play old records on a record player that my mother had. I got a tape recorder and I would tape off the radio and sing along. I was mostly country, I would say, but I had a few rock songs, and the ones I would come and go. I remember Olivia Newton-John and Queen of Hearts. Man, I remember singing that over and over, and haven't heard that one in a while. They don't play it much. And then there was Michael Jackson. I remember that, but I can't remember any of his other songs. When I got in high school, I had 8-tracks. I'm sure a lot of the others had 8-tracks too.
Can I throw in a side note real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
My first concert ever, guess what it was? It was the Jacksons Victory Tour '84. I saw Michael Jackson and the Jacksons at Neyland Stadium. I think that was the first concert ever at Neyland Stadium. And wow, what a spectacle it was. Huh?
You know what mine was? This is hilarious. Rick Springfield.
Really?
I was in 6th grade. Yeah.
Nice.
Rick Springfield. Yeah. That's my very first concert ever.
I think my second one was with my mom, and it wasn't much longer after that. And it was Rod Stewart and Mr. Mister.
Oh, I bet that was awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
I
I've
love
seen
Rod
it
Stewart.
all over the spectrum. I've seen country, like I said, classical, you name it. I just love music, live music. I love live music.
Me too.
Yeah, there's nothing like live.
It's that
Live is just,
connection with the audience.
yep, yep. Exactly. People love that. And you know, once you get old enough to start going to concerts, it's like you want to keep going. I
Yeah.
mean, and besides, it's better than TV. You know, anybody can sit down and plug, especially nowadays. I mean, you can turn on YouTube and have the concert right there anytime you want. But there's nothing like going there. And but of course, with this stuff going on, oh, they're having it. We'll never have a concert again, for God's sakes. That's
I know,
terrible.
right? I think the last one standing as far as live festival music is Locken. I know Bonnaroo canceled the day before yesterday. They canceled. So,
That's too
and I don't
bad.
think Locken's going to be happening either. I'll be surprised. You know, they're talking about all these football and all. I don't see it happening.
Nope.
I don't know.
No
They
more.
do harvest a lot of energy there though at those games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they may let that roll.
Never know. Never know. I mean, they get. Yeah. I'm just. Well, we'll just have to wait it out and see what happens.
Yep. Anyway, back to you.
Okay. Yeah, we had the. Oh, well, I was in high school. I got 8-track tapes. And then, oh man, I had 3 tapes. I had this old car. I had the 8-track tape player in there, and I had 3 tapes. I had REO Speedwagon, and I remember the song I played over and over, "Take It on the Run." Oh my gosh! And then I had the Kendalls. I had the 8-track with the Kendalls. "Heaven's Just a Sin Away." I remember that. And I had a Hank Williams Jr. tape, and I played the heck out of those tapes, man. You know, and that really settled me into where I wanted to listen to stuff. I swear, you know, I'm sure, and to this day, when those come on, I just remember myself sitting in that old car listening to that 8-track, you know. Who didn't love 8-track?
I remember it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there was a lot of people that had it, especially as older folks. I mean, the young kids, they wouldn't know what to do with it no more. Anyway, yeah, I had some good ones. I think there were somewhere after that, I turned my attention to country, mostly with Garth Brooks and Conway Twitty, Waylon Jennings, Asleep at the Wheel, Johnny Cash, Reba McEntire, to name a few, and the best guitar player ever, Junior Brown. If you haven't seen that guy play guitar, you're missing out. He sings a good song, you know, Highway Patrol. You ever heard of Highway Patrol? Highway Patrol,
I don't think
you
so.
know. Oh man, check out Junior Brown. He's got some good ones. You probably heard him, you just didn't pay attention. With a little bit, or maybe a lot, of Bon Jovi. I don't know. You ever listen to Bon Jovi?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen him live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Me
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
I don't know. After I got out of high school, right around the end there, man, he was out and he just came out with all these albums, and I listened to all of them. We were in the cassette tapes at that point. I had all these cassettes, and I would play that over and over, you know. And I swear I had all the albums, but somehow now I don't have any of them. And when they come out on the radio, I rock it, you know, like a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted. You know, I love that song, man. Who didn't
I've
love that
jammed
song?
out many a times to that, no
Yeah.
doubt.
You know, I mean, he had a bunch of good ones. I don't even know what he's doing. Does he even sing anymore? I don't know.
I think he does a little bit. It's mostly like solo though now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I went to a lot of concerts, and I remember going to some, so many, but my favorites were Sawyer Brown. That was one of the first ones I went to. Sawyer Brown, man, they just got off of that show, whatever it was, Stars or something, or with the Ed McMahon.
Yeah, that was
remember?
good. I saw Sawyer Brown. Yeah.
Yeah. And they came to our town. They played at the fair. It was, wow, it was thrilling. And they got up there and they're jamming just like it was on TV. I was so excited.
You know who I saw in the country arena that I was very impressed with was I loved Brooks and Dunn, and Reba McEntire and George Strait performed together in Texas, and that was off the hook.
Wow, yeah.
Those
I never
two
been to Reba.
voices are so amazing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's
performer.
back when it was actually country. Today's is like
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a memorable concert. Those two, George Strait and Reba. It was like, wow, that is some classic country, just talent. I mean, those voices are wow.
I
They
would
sound
love to
exactly
sing.
live like they do on recordings. I mean, literally
Because
identical.
that's what you see, what you get. I would have loved to have seen Johnny Cash though. Like he is.
Oh, me
Right.
too. I didn't get
Yep.
to see. Oh, yeah, I would have loved to see Johnny Cash. He had the most beautiful voice.
He had that swagger too, man. I mean, just
Yeah.
that
Oh,
presence.
yes. Oh my gosh. I saw
I mean,
Kenny and Dolly too. I saw them, and I saw
I've seen
Cher.
Kenny and Dolly.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and
That would have been
Cher. I saw
nice.
Cher a few times. Yeah, that's a
For
great
sure.
performer too. She's a good performer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I always wanted to see Kenny when Kenny Rogers came to our town and he played in the little thing and I had to work and I didn't get tickets and that was the end of that. And I kicked myself now. Kind of kicked
Yeah,
myself.
the Kenny and Dolly thing. It was we got to see Kenny Rogers, but Dolly was like they put her in with movie screen and stuff, so it was like she wasn't actually there. But that was memorable because that was one of my favorite songs ever when I was a kid.
I'll tell you what, the Eagles was probably.
Oh,
That
I
was
saw
a
them once,
great
and I
show.
wish I'd seen them 100 times.
Mhm.
And Page
Yeah.
and Plant, I got to see Page and Plant, which is the closest I'll get to Led Zeppelin.
I
And
didn't get
it
to
was
see.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I didn't see either one of that. That's a bummer.
Hmm.
You know who I did get to see though was Boston a few times, and wow,
Saw Boston.
they're great.
Hmm.
Seen Chicago.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I like Chicago.
Yeah.
I need to really sit down sometime and write down all the bands that I've seen. Like God Almighty, I'd like to just see it. To be honest with you, I don't
You
know if
don't
I
know.
could even remember them all.
Man, you
Remember
probably
how
have
they
a
used to
have a
give us
book.
those? Remember how they used to give us those fancy tickets, and it like it would look like the logo of the band you were going to see. I still have some of
Mm.
those concert tickets, but when they rip them in half and give them back to you, I still
Yep.
have a bunch of those.
Oh, I've
Mhm.
got every Grateful Dead ticket show I went to. I've got a picture
Oh
of
my God!
Jerry Garcia, and it's got all my tickets around the picture of him.
Wow,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I save all the tickets too. And I got a photo album somewhere that I put all even my movie tickets and I filled up the whole thing with movie tickets and concert tickets and
See, that's what I'm
really
saying.
cool.
Little things like that takes you back to that time, like music
Oh,
does.
yeah.
It takes
Yes.
you
Oh
back
yeah.
to that memory. That man.
Yeah.
God,
That
it's
that
amazing.
that little stub and what's in your head is about all you got. All you got, man. That's all you got.
Yeah, if
Oh
I ever
man.
lose my mind, I mean, somebody just pull a trigger, please. Because
Well, hey, you
Yeah,
write some of this stuff down, make that photo album or something, and you got, somebody will say, wow, look at his, this was quite the thing he did.
now
But
I'm
anyway,
telling you, like I've said it many times, like I really should write a book. All the crap, like I don't even talk about it. People don't even know, but like I could really write a book of all the crap I've done.
you should be writing, right?
yeah,
Yeah, your experience with the dead. That Brian, I bet you a lot of people would love to hear that, and that's
Yeah,
preserving history.
I mean,
yeah,
it's like when I went to the Cannabis
Literally
Cup in
is.
'97 in Amsterdam. I met Rita Marley and Jerry Garcia's wife, Carolyn Mountain Girl Garcia. She fell in love with me. She just loved my accent. And Rita Marley and Carolyn Garcia, literally, I hung out with them for 3 days in Amsterdam.
That is so
wow.
neat.
I mean,
That's probably a book in itself.
I mean, yeah, I've got all kinds of stories. Like I used to get backstage at all those concerts and stuff. Like I couldn't even talk about some of that stuff. So, but
Right.
I literally could write a book though.
Nice.
I should come on
Should.
and talk about some of the little hijinks I used to do. At least some
That
of
would
the
be
ones I
awesome.
can.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Because I know
Wait.
a lot, not just me. I know both you all and many other people in this community have like lived interesting lifestyles. It's like Elsie Darling, she knows all these people. I think when her dad in the band Crosby, Stills and Nash, wasn't he the
Yeah,
drummer or something? I mean, like there's all kinds of these people in this community. It's got all kinds of connections like that. It's amazing.
absolutely. And you know, it's such a strong part of what made us who we are. And it's like, it's so funny when you were talking about doing this show on music, I kept seeing Boston in the album cover, you know, because it's a UFO. No,
Yeah.
Journey. It was Journey. And they got the UFO on the front of it. It's like
I
the
was thinking it was
symbology.
Boston.
Was it Boston?
I'm pretty
And
sure it was
Journey,
Boston that had the UFO.
yeah, and Journey I think did too. Escape was a spaceship, I thought. But they've been dropping profound clues to us through music, and we were kind of all in that generation of when all the music was exploding. You know, we were coming out of the jazz and the big bands and getting into Elvis Presley and rock and roll and Led Zeppelin. And I really think that music either came out of us because there was a new wave of humans on the planet with an energetic soul, you know, like that music just kind of, it was like it was birthed in a window of time. And that's powerful. And I think we're getting ready to create something similar to that again.
You know, I back then I heard the music and appreciated it, but now I hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like the message comes through now. Before it was just like, wow, this is great. But like now, the message is what comes through for me.
Well, if you look at it, you know, from say a magical standpoint, we'll just use Wayne's analogy with this, a lot of this stuff, you know, because he's always talking about like these, you know, magicians and the wizards and all of that stuff. Well, most of those guys would, even the Indians, you know, the shamans and the things like that, they would use drugs or hallucinogens and whatever, and they would channel, and instead of you going, you know, and then they would have their songs and stuff and pass them down in tales for, you know, future events or for things that were coming or whatever, because they couldn't just come out and say, hey, you know, guess what? In 2 weeks, you know, there's going to be a big flood. You gotta batten down the hatches. You know, everybody be like, what? You know, well, we're going to sing a song about this, you know, and like you said, you know, but the thing is those people back in the 60s who were channeling, they were just channeling, I'm sure, random stuff. They weren't sitting and saying, what do I need to see? It was just coming in. Hey, I'm seeing this and I'm seeing that and I'm writing it down. But are they channeling future events? Like you're saying, today you're listening to the words and going, holy cow, they're predicting the future. You know, they were talking about things that are happening, and that's usually how it goes. You predict something today, and you know, 20 years from now, it actually comes true. But you know, if you told somebody, it'd be like, oh, you know, if I back in the day when I was in high school, for instance, if I would have told everybody we were going to have cell phones and computers and all, they would have looked at me and went, maybe someday, you can keep dreaming, but it's gonna be a while. Yeah, you're a funny kid, you know, you're a lunatic.
It's amazing the advancement we've seen during our lifetimes and what we're yet to see.
Maybe. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or, you know, something. But we'll see. Yeah, advancement. I don't know if it'll be technologically advanced, though. I think it's going to be us advanced.
Either way, the thing is, but like we were talking about the music that's coming out now, are they channeling to make this music, or are they just writing songs to write songs to make sense of anything, or just in the present? And there's nobody out there telling the future now. The future is unknown. So nobody's telling the future generations, hey, watch out for the rock rolling down the hill. And hey, watch out for...
I beg to differ. I mean, there's so much of that in music right now. I mean, you can literally look at Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball. I mean, seriously, straight up.
I think, but that's more talking about these times. I understand what Robert's saying, though, because in the 70s, they were talking about what we're seeing now. True. Yeah, you're seeing a lot of these people talk about what's happening now. And I think Robert's onto something there, because there's so many different possible timelines. Yeah. And I think that's why it is hard to go beyond this point right now.
I wonder, though, like the Wrecking Ball and all that stuff, I wonder if that is a future probable, you know, and they're dropping future bombs on us.
Oh, I agree with you, Trina. The thing is certain ones may be
Like
putting that stuff out there. But on a majority part, some of the stuff I listen to, they're just talking about present day stuff. And some of the stuff they say, it just doesn't make any sense. But you're right. Some of the people are making those songs, and some of them, a lot of them aren't. Whereas back in the '60s, it seemed like all of them were. On a bigger.
I do. I think that 60s, 70s was a lot of trance work and psychedelics and different, meditation. I mean, I think these artists were getting at it many different ways. But I think they were tapping into something greater. But I do see some of that, especially with this what do they call the EDC music, or is that what they call it? The
Yeah,
kids.
but I mean, even look at society though. Everybody is instant gratification, live in the now.
Now, and that's what some of the songs sound like now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, you guys listen to way more stuff.
I totally think you're completely valid with that. But I do see like the subliminal hidden, future stuff. And I think some of it is what they want to happen. And some of it is, predictive programming.
Possible manifestation.
Yeah, predictive programming and stuff like that. But yeah, the music back then to the music now, there's definitely a difference. But I do see some amazing stuff with that. The kids' music, the EDC stuff. But I think it's the same thing, Brian. I think they're channeling.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, I think because the stuff they're saying, it's like, dude, you're on some good drugs or you're channeling. I mean, seriously, there is no, I don't know.
I think it's a combination.
I wouldn't doubt it. Like I said, some of them probably are, but back in the '60s, it seemed like they all were. I mean, you couldn't get away from it. And, but I mean, you wouldn't see Dean Martin singing songs back in the '40s and '50s of predictive programming stuff, although I love Dean Martin and stuff, but it didn't seem like his songs were predictive programming.
No.
By no
means. That was more programming.
Yeah. It was just good music,
Do you think that the programming started around the Beatles time, or do you think it started later?
Oh, way before that.
I think so too. Okay, I was wondering what you guys thought about that, because I thought it started quite a long time ago.
I think as long as there's been some kind of at least tablet put out with news, back in time, like whether it was a clay tablet engraved, that was propaganda.
Yeah, that's probably true, unfortunately. But it's the whole his story thing,
Yep.
And notice that right now they're taking down all the statues and they're trying to get rid of a lot of things. I wonder if they're trying to do this again.
No, they are. That's what they've been doing ever since we've been invading Iran or Iraq and all that like that. They've been doing it ever since the beginning of time. I mean, all these wars. What's the first thing they do? Go and loot these museums and all that stuff. They trying to get rid of this history.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. I'm like,
they want to rewrite it to their agenda.
I had a vision, Brian, that this community would be part of a group or something that we would be part of preserving stuff like that. And I wonder if you writing about the Grateful Dead and all that's part of this. And Robert with the old books and that stuff. I wonder if this is like an important thing to.
I think it's all of the above. I think that's why I keep promoting anybody to get out there and just put out, like I said, 10-15-second video. Get out there and document anything.
Yeah, and I love that Robert was talking about those old books too, because people would crap their pants if like he read the old stuff to them. They'd be like, there's no way, I didn't learn that in school. But it's like, I know nothing's the same anymore. It's all been changed. Everything is being changed.
I just got, believe it, speaking of that, I just got in a new old book from 1833.
Oh, wow.
What is it?
Oh my God.
It's a history of the United States of 1833.
Wow.
Oh my God, Robert.
Yeah,
wow.
It's really cool. Hang on a second. I got to grab it. I was just reading through it. I mean, it said really
knowing the differences.
Yeah, I just started. I read the preface and stuff. I'm going to make a video of it. And, it talks about the Indians. It talks about, Columbus discovering, things like that. I mean, I was reading it and it's like, holy cow, these people back in 1833 writing this book knew, almost all the stuff that we know now, it seems like. I mean,
Yeah.
to some sort of extent, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, we don't know what's out there. It's like, oh, we know what's on the other side. We know what's going on. And there's just some territory in between and things like that. But it's really interesting. The first chapter is Discoveries in the West. It's called, here, let me read it. American Antiquities and Discoveries in the West, beginning an exhibition of the evidence. It's wrote by Joshua Priest, 1833. Wow. Printed in Albany, New York. It's a really nice, I mean, it's in pretty good shape too. It's got all the pages, nothing's broke out of it. Paid a good penny for it, but it's nice because you could see the
Does it
old.
have like any of the Constitution stuff in it, or Bill of Rights, or preamble, or any of that?
Let's see here.
Hey, while you're looking up that, I'm going to go back to that so we can knock out there's only a couple more of these.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
We're already
Go
at
ahead.
an hour. No, go ahead. And if you want to look that up, the Bill of Rights.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll look that up. You read the next one.
Okay. The next one is Pure Love Ascension. Lori, I was a teenager in the late 70s. One Christmas, my mom bought me an 8-track player when they first come out. You know, the kind where you need a book of matches wedged between the cartridge so you didn't hear the second track at the same time. I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
I listened to Billy Joel, Elton John, Eagles, the Rolling Stones, and the Cars, Supertramp, Kansas, etc. I got another interesting side note about that. One of my best friends in high school, his dad is the bass player for Kansas, so I've seen them many times as well. I also enjoyed classical music, Gershwin, Rachmaninoff, as well as Ferrante and Teichler. My mother loves music and would encourage us to listen. Music is a timestamp of your past. Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. It's very much like how a smell can trigger your memory and bring you back to you remember listening to that music. Yep. I have been creating most of my own music for my videos on my channel. I love to create a certain mood with it. Oh, I didn't know that, but I'm glad I know that now. And if y'all hadn't check her out too, Pure Love Ascension, and make sure and go out and check out Robert V's channel as well.
Yeah, I just posted a new video.
Yeah, and subscribe to both of those, please. Subscribe to anybody you see in chat. I mean, whether they put stuff out or not. If they don't put stuff out, get on them, make them. All right, so and then finally, Coyote Prophet says, share a few of my favorites. Georgia, Never Let You Go from the new album Seeking Thrills. Alzy, All of Ireland Was Changed from Green to Gray. And Hertz, Supper album Faith. Never heard of those.
Right on.
So that's good. New music to listen to. Standing in Silence, Ryan Sheehan.
Sexy song.
Huh?
I said, I love Georgia. That's a sexy song. I love that song.
See, I don't know that I know that one.
Never heard it.
I think Georgia is actually the band there. I think Georgia's actually the band there, and the song is Never Let You Go.
Oh, I thought it was a song, Georgia. I love that song.
And then Dark Truth says, I listen to a wide variety of music, but when I'm feeling lighthearted and playful, here's my go-to. Brand New Key, Melanie Safko. Never heard of that one either.
Oh yeah, I listened to that one on YouTube. That one was really good. I was like, wow, it's like almost country or something. I was like impressed. It was like, and it was really beboppy. She had a really good voice and stuff. So it was really cool.
I'll have to check it out. So thanks for everybody for sharing all that music. Like
yeah.
Now I will definitely go back and listen to, I'm not going to say I'm going to listen to every song, but I'll listen to the majority of it because, especially the ones that piques my curiosity. So
I think it's so wonderful. We all have different age groups and backgrounds and culture. And it's so beautiful to see the diversity of the music that comes through this group. It shows the diversity of us as a group, and that's powerful.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What I couldn't believe was how some people listen to some rock and then they switch over, like, oh, I listen to this, and then if I feel
That's
like
me.
this, I listen to ragtime. I'm like,
That's me too.
that's like
the way I
really
am.
opposite.
I
That's
do
the way
that.
I am. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, I go from rock and roll to classical.
Mhm.
Now, I mean, I do predominantly listen to the Dead, Widespread, and my go-tos. But now, if I'll listen to country sometimes, older country. Like I said, I can't listen to this new stuff. It's just pop music,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah.
all the original stuff like that, and I love classical music. Love it.
Me too.
So
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Those
And
are
I
all
love
good.
like Enya, the
Oh
Enya.
yeah, I've heard of
some of
yeah.
it.
And so it's such a beautiful, and Delirium. Yeah, there's just like, I listen to some of the spiritual new age stuff, and I listen to some of the classical stuff, and it's just
I can
beautiful.
listen to some of the spiritual music. And I can't do the techno thing. Whoo.
No,
I,
I can't.
I can't do that. It gives me a
But you know
headache.
what? Anybody who likes if you want to like meditate, if you like a Native American flute music, Naki is awesome.
Yeah, I love stuff like that.
Oh, me too. I love it.
I love the banjo, and
I do
I like instruments. That's what I
I
like.
do too.
Instruments.
And I love the violin. And have you guys seen that new little girl? I don't know what her last name is, but it's Lindsay. And she does all this violin remixing with music. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, just put in Lindsay violin on the YouTube and you'll see her pop up. She's wow.
I remember this woman that came out and played with Dead Company last year. She's a harpist. Oh my God.
Oh,
Whoa. I
remember
mean,
the-
mind blowing what she was doing with this harp. I was like, are you
remember the
kidding
harpist?
me?
That harpist came for my grandma's funeral, Brian, and it was
It's magical what they can do with
it's
the harp.
magical.
Holy
Oh
cow.
my gosh.
It just makes
Lindsay
you wonder when you
Lindsay Sterling. Is
That's
that
it. Lindsay Sterling. That's it. She's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I wish I could remember that.
You guys know too, dark energy cannot stand harp music. I don't know what that is, but for reals, if
The
you're
cherubs
getting
always play them.
I don't know, but they hate it. It's instant energy shifter. It's like burning sage. It's powerful.
That's
So
why
just let y'all know.
that's why they picture all the angels with the harp, playing the harp, Never thought of that.
That's what I'm saying. The cherubs are always playing the harp.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cherubs too. Yeah.
And I think
Never
it's
didn't know
about the
that.
vibration of the harp and the vibration within our hearts. That's why I think they're even called the same. There's something to it. I don't know exactly what it is, but harp music busts apart dark energy.
That's like I was talking about live music and that connection with the audience, and that's why it's so powerful. But if you think about it, another thing about that live music is you feel it reverberate through your body and especially through your heart center.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, I almost had a heart attack at the Black Eyed Peas concert.
I'm
not kidding you. We got the red zone, and the whole bottom of the stage was these huge speakers.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those magnets.
It gets your heart out of rhythm. The bass.
I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I had to go away. I literally had to leave. And my friend was with me, and I says, is this hurting your heart? She goes, I think I'm gonna die. I was like, me too, we gotta go. And we literally had to go away for a while. It was so powerful. I thought it was gonna stop my heart.
Yeah, when I lived in Knoxville and I was going to school at UT, I worked concert security, and that's how I got to see a lot of these concerts and stuff. But most time, that's when I was bigger. Like I said, I used to weigh almost 240 pounds. So most time I was up in front of the stage or backstage. But being up in front of the stage, you had those speakers. Like, man, that was a couple of times I felt like I was going to have a heart attack up there.
That's yes. I was like, could this kill you?
I've seen people drop dead at concerts.
Oh my God, really? I bet that's why.
Yeah. Especially when you go to those summer festivals out in that heat. I've seen numerous people die at concerts.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
literally like, you know that song, I Got a Feeling.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we come, here we go. Oh my gosh. I was like, I'm gonna have a
Look,
heart
I'm
attack.
coming to see you, Alice. That's hilarious.
Wow.
Well, that's been a
Wow.
quick hour.
Yeah, man, that went fast. That was a good time. See?
Like I said, like I said, me and Trina used to do is we'd take Pink Floyd songs and Grateful Dead songs, things like that. I didn't even share my song tonight, and I wasn't
Yeah.
going to be honest with you. I'll share it another time because, like I said, I want to do another one of these, and so
Awesome.
we'll have to do it
Well,
week after next or something.
we'll just say, okay, I'm just going to tell everybody, if you want, email me or email Brian. Just let us know what your favorite song is and tell us your story, and we'll read yours too. It'll be a lot of fun. This is a good show. I think everybody has something to contribute.
Email Robert V with the music. I'm getting emails about books.
Right on.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of, if anybody wants that copy of the Holographic Universe, just email me at milkywayweekly@gmail. By the way, Trina, that's what we're going to start. The visible and invisible worlds will not share, so I guess it's not time to share it. So we're starting the Holographic Universe. If you're not free this Monday, we'll start it next, but otherwise I'd like to start it Monday.
Okay, I'm on.
So,
Yeah.
if anybody wants a copy, email me.
That's going to be awesome, Brian.
Yeah, I sent out a bunch of copies today, so look in your email if you've already emailed me. I sent you one. I sent both y'all one.
Good deal. Cool.
Thank you.
Cool. Y'all got anything you want to say before we wrap her up?
No, I really enjoyed this. I learned a lot, and I want to say thank you to everybody because it was a good sharing thing, and I really appreciated everybody that participated. And it wasn't so hard. Now, everybody that participated, see, it wasn't so hard just to write a little bit about something and say, I like this. I mean, it's something where we can. Music is one of those things that everybody likes a different or something, and you don't go, it's black or it's white, you're racist for listening to this, or you're racist. Everybody likes something, and everybody says, oh, that's great, listen to whatever you want. And nobody says, I'm going to clunk you in the head because you're listening to Elvis, or I'm going to do this because you're listening to that. Everybody goes, woohoo, good music, yay. See, we all could come together on at least one subject. We all like music.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. Tony, sure, I saw your comment in chat. I think I'll be able to share it eventually. I guess it's not time to share it now. I know it's got a good message in it. So when the time's right, it'll be ready. So I know the name of this book I'll be sharing is The Holographic Universe, but it's not just about the holographic universe. It's about spirituality as well. So you'll definitely want to tune in. So anyway, I'm sorry, Trina, final thought.
Just thank you guys all for your participation. This wouldn't have been anything without you. So I loved learning about what you guys like, and I think it's fabulous. So we all know that music is powerful, and for us to share that together, I think it's just cool. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you both for coming on, and Robert, thanks for doing the groundwork on this. Like I said, much appreciated. Make sure y'all go and check out Robert V's channel. And like I said, tomorrow night I'll have Brian Lunsford and Darcy Samuel on the guy, so tune in then. Until then, be the frequency you want to receive, folks. I love you all. Have a wonderful night.